Hello friends, welcome to my channel if you are new here, and welcome back if you're a returning subscriber. My name is Brittany. On this channel I share my stupid opinions about the books I've been reading. But today I'm going to be doing the I'm so annoyed booktube tag. I was tagged by the Midnight Reader like ages ago. It was created by books I'm not reading. Do publishers ever do things that you find annoying? Share an example. So what immediately comes to mind for this for me is when books are part of a series and they're published in hardcover, all the same size, and then like a decade later a fifth book is published in the series and it's taller than the others and doesn't fit perfectly with the other four beautiful all black hardcovers that you have in the collection. And yes, I am talking about the Twilight Saga. Why was the last book published so much huger than the other four? Midnight Sun, why was it so big? It was perfect. They were perfect. And then Midnight Sun. Along with that, I really find it annoying and frustrating that hardcovers are published first and then we have to wait 6 months to a year for paperbacks to come out. I sometimes like a paperback more than a hardcover, and so like, why can't we just release both at once? Have you ever been annoyed by a spoiler? Even something as simple as someone else telling you there's a great twist. No, I don't think that spoilers would really bother me. I'm just trying to think if I've encountered something where somebody spoiled something for me. No, I'm thinking about when I got ready to read Practice Makes Perfect by Sarah Adams. I actually read that book at the recommendation of my best friend, and she basically told me the whole story from start to finish, and I still read the book and enjoyed it, and she definitely gave me spoilers. So no, I wouldn't say that spoilers annoy me, but I do get that they annoy other people, but I'm just not like that. Also, if you spoil it too much, I just don't have to read the book because my TBR is literally hundreds of pages deep. If you spoil one book for me, I can just move on to the next one. Have you ever been annoyed by what you discovered in a little free library, a book sale, or used bookstore? Tell us what you found and why it was so annoying. So a little known fact about me, if you're new here, I do a lot of my book shopping at secondhand stores. I buy a lot of my books from my library secondhand, and I also do little free library hunting. It's very rare for me to have a new book unless it's a book of the month or a book that I've been highly anticipating that I've pre-ordered. Otherwise, all of my books basically come from the library. Little free libraries are wild. You can find all kinds of stuff in there. One of the things that I found in one is my last little free library hunt before the winter. I found a lot of religious literature in there. And like, I get that the little free library was outside of a Presbyterian church, but I also don't think that it's fair to put religious material in there specifically for your church when not everybody who goes there is going to be religious. I did find that a little bit annoying. I hear about people finding things like garbage in little free libraries, and that would infuriate me. As far as secondhand bookstores, my library is my secondhand bookstore and it is pristine. I have no complaints. When it comes to short story collections, are you annoyed if there's a novella in the middle of the collection? So the only true short stories that I read are Stephen King's collection. I think honestly that's it. I don't read a ton of short stories. I can't imagine that I would be annoyed that a novella were in the middle, a collection of short stories, just because for me a novella is a short story. They're small, right? Like most novellas are 100 pages or less, so to me that's a short story. Do you find deckled edges beautiful or annoying? They're not annoying to me. I have books with deckled edges. I think I unhauled my copy of East of Eden, which is a deckled edge book that I had in my collection. They don't bother me. They don't bother me. I don't really look at the edges that much to be bothered by books. Unless the pages are falling out, I'm not annoyed. Other people's annotations in a used book or library book, annoying, or are you okay with it? As somebody who annotates not all of my books but some of them, I wouldn't personally be so highly offended unless you went through and highlighted basically the entire book. That would be distracting for me, but I do think that it's cool to go through and find a book that has been annotated by somebody, because I feel like, especially if it were somebody who I knew who annotated the book, it would be like almost reading along with them as they experience experience the book. So I don't think it would be annoying unless you, like I said, highlight the entire fucking book, in which case, what's wrong with you? If there's a series or a collection of certain kinds of books, like an imprint, and changes are made, are you annoyed or are you okay with it? If yes, give us an example. I think I already talked about this with the Twilight books. Why were they all the same size until Midnight Sun? That really gets on my nerves. So I know that all of Sue Monk Kids' books have her name up here and the title of the book down here and then the little penguin down here. At least the 2 books in my collection that I have from Sue Monk Kid have this. So I could see how people would be annoyed if this title flipped up here and then her name was down here. I could see why that would be annoying to people, and I think honestly I might be one of those people. I don't need my bookshelves to be 100% aesthetically pleasing, clearly, because I have library bound copies of books on my shelf that I've purchased from my library, and I'm just too lazy to take the freaking library binding off. Let's see. Certainly 2 of my books right here are bound in library covering. This one's from my library. You can see it still has Lisa Jewell's name down here like we do in our library. This one's from another library. It doesn't have that, but it does still have the shiny plastic. It has the barcode back here. I don't even take that stuff off of my books. So obviously we're not looking for the most aesthetically pleasing shelves to ever be, but I would still like if I'm buying one series of books for all of the books in the series to match, which is why I unhauled a lot of my OG copies of the Shadowhunters series of books to have all of them match. Do the decisions of characters in a novel ever annoy you? Share the book and what decisions you found annoying. Hello. I get so annoyed by the most stupid things. Let's go with a more recent example of something that's pissed me off in a book. When I read Amy Tintera's Listen for the Lie, I went in thinking, oh, okay, here's this cool badass female main character who's gonna be out here solving this crime that she's accused of committing. She then just falls into bed with the host of the podcast, and that shit pissed me off so much. Why was she doing that? Genuinely, why was she doing that? I read a hockey romance recently where the male main character broke up with the female main character because he really needed to focus on hockey. That shit pissed me off too. Anyway, I could literally talk about what makes me mad in character decisions in basically every video that I film, or I have talked about character decisions that make me so annoyed in basically every video that I filmed. So if you'd like more of that, you can subscribe to this channel. Are you ever annoyed by how someone organizes their books? What do you find annoying? I'm a librarian at heart. My books are organized by genre, by author's last name. I am who I am. I am so sorry about it. I could never organize by color. If you can, I am so happy for you. I would never in my personal collection ever be able to find anything. I have to have it organized, if not by genre and alphabetically, by series. I do try to lump all of my authors together. That means that if Stephen King miraculously wrote a romance novel, I would still have to have my Stephen King books all be together. Or if Abby Jimenez ever wrote a horror novel, all of my Abby Jimenez books would have to be together. I just have way too many books in my collection to be sitting here trying to figure out where I put something without having this system in place. I love people who can organize by color. It could never be me. Does it annoy me? Maybe not. I'm not that petty. It's the people who just have them up on their shelves willy-nilly that you gotta watch out for. Share something bookish that you find annoying. Do you know what I find really annoying? On Kindle Unlimited, when you're looking for thrillers, it will be like a psychological thriller with a twist so shocking you'll never see it coming. And it's like, bestie, I saw it coming from a mile away. And if you're wondering specifically what book I'm talking about, it's The Housemaid. Please stop putting all of that hype if the twist is not even going to spin me around 360 degrees. You know what I'm saying? Never in the history of a psychological thriller so shocking you'll shit your pants have I ever once shat my pants. I just don't like that. Other bookish things that I find annoying: people who dog ear pages, people who return books to the person they borrowed it from in less than pristine condition, people who never return books that they've borrowed from you, people using anything but a bookmark as a bookmark. Sometimes I do this. Mostly though, it's like a piece of paper or like a receipt. Just use a bookmark. But I think that's probably it as far as annoyances go. I'm pretty chill. I don't get annoyed that much except for with characters. I can be petty in so many areas of my life, but reading is not one of them. Read what you want to read, you know? I've always been an advocate for reading what you want to read. Whatever makes your cold, dead little heart feel alive, you should be reading that. That's going to conclude this tag. Normally you are supposed to go through and tag other people, but I'm just not going to. So if you see this tag and you are interested in doing it, please feel free. I tag you. If you like this video, feel free to leave me a like. Subscribe if you're new here. It's free for you. It's fun for me. And I will see you all very soon with another video. Bye.